What's up, everybody? This is Buck. So have you ever went to a restaurant, saw multiple meals that you definitely wanted to check out? That's what happened here at Tattoos by RC. Well, today, we're going to check out artist Taylor Seniow. She does piercings, multimedia, and tattoos. We're going to stop inside, check out her work. Let's get in. Everybody, welcome out. We have Taylor Seniow from Tattoos by RC. Thank you very much for taking the time to do this today, and I appreciate it very much. How long have you been tattooing for?
It's been about 6 years.
And have you been at RC's the whole time?
Yeah.
Is this where you served your apprenticeship?
Yeah.
What made you get into tattooing?
I've always been super into art, like my whole life, so I thought it would be a cool thing to kind of get into.
So you were an artist before you were a tattoo artist?
Yeah.
Now, did you study art anywhere?
I did go to art school for 2 years after high school.
And at that point, you just decided to make the change?
Well, I always knew when I was in high school, I had to do a career development project my junior year, and I actually came here and job shadowed RC and did my whole report on this shop, and then being a tattoo artist too.
How hard did you feel like the apprenticeship part was of it?
It definitely was harder than I thought it would be, like the actual tattooing, because everyone's like, oh, you can draw, it'll just be like a different kind of medium. But it was a lot harder than just like picking up a machine and like being great at it, you know what I mean?
So how long did you practice before you actually tattooed on skin?
I had to practice like drawing and stuff. We put pens on like tattoo machines. So I practiced with that to get like the weight of it down with my hand. And then a lot of it was just watching and like asking questions before I even started. There's probably like 6 months of that before I even tattooed.
So did you tattoo yourself first, or did you have a person that actually volunteered to do the tattoo?
No, I never did myself, but my mom let me practice on her, and there was like a few friends that I had, and then mostly people that knew that I was new, that like Rich and RC were friends with, and they let me practice on them.
And you served your apprenticeship under RC and Rich?
Yeah.
Typically, what are your hours here at the shop?
12 to 8, Tuesday through Saturday.
And just remind everybody where Tattoos by RC is.
It's on MacDade Blvd in Folsom, Pennsylvania.
You personally, what is your favorite type of tattoo?
I kind of like the girly stuff, like flowers, butterflies, stuff like that. Mostly black and gray. But if I do color, I like doing watercolor stuff with like the bright colors and the splashes.
Do you feel it's harder right now being a tattoo artist as a female?
Not really. I feel like I had like a pretty good opportunity with the whole thing. But most people come in and be like, you're doing it? Like they kind of like, can the guy draw this up? And I'm like, I'll be doing it. And they're like, what? So that happens, but it's not like I guess I understand it.
I think right now though, it seems to me that there's a lot more females in the industry than
Yeah.
there were in the past.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I've actually seen some phenomenal work by, different females throughout the years.
Yeah.
Including, I can't remember the girl's name, but she won Ink Masters.
Okay.
She was from Pennsylvania, and she did a lot of black and gray with white highlights. She has this weird style that she liked.
Yeah.
Is there any type of style you won't do?
Not really. I usually try mostly anything. I mean, if something can't be done, then it can't be done. But I've never been like, no, I won't do that.
Is there any place on a body you won't tattoo?
I've never had to turn down a spot. So I've never gotten any like super weird requests, but I'm sure there'd be like a couple places I'd be like, no.
Right now, where is the weirdest place you have tattooed?
I mean, I've done them on butts, but that's not too weird. I don't know. Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Do you have any funny stories about tattooing as you're going through the past couple years? Anybody passing out?
Oh yeah, people pass out sometimes.
What's the longest session you've ever done?
Probably a whole day. So they come in around 1 o'clock and we'll stop around like 7:30. So that's probably the longest.
Now, do you charge by the piece or do you charge by the hour?
It all depends. I usually take into factor how long it takes, the detail, if I like the person or not. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean,
awesome.
sometimes their attitude does play a part in the price too.
You also do piercing. How long did it take for you to learn that process?
That was definitely a process too. It was the same kind of thing, like watching, like researching stuff, asking a bunch of questions. I actually have like a little notebook of like how to do every piercing, how to set it up and all that. And like, so it probably took the same time, like around like 6 months to really get it down.
Now, did you get to practice on somebody before you kind of went full tilt with that?
Not really. I mean, I started doing like ear piercings first. They're pretty simple. But yeah, I was just kind of like, I mean, people knew that I was new, but it wasn't like really practicing much.
Now, have you had any weird spots that you've had to pierce?
There's been a few. Yeah.
Any that you could talk about?
I don't know.
Have you ever had anybody pass out while you were piercing them?
Oh, that happens a lot more with piercings and tattoos. People pass out.
Now, would you rather tattoo or pierce?
I'd like tattooing more, but I also like piercing. It's quick, and when it's slower and there's nothing to do, I like doing it. Yeah, and it's fun.
How long does it usually take you to do that process?
It could be like anywhere. It depends on the person, because some people like to talk and ask questions and like feel comfortable about it. But then other people, it's like 2 minutes. So it could take anywhere from like 2 to like 20 minutes for a piercing.
Now, how do you charge for a piercing?
We have set prices for certain things.
So like ears would be one price? You know?
Yeah, there's like so many different spots on your ear, so they all vary.
As far as piercing aftercare, is there a process that you need to follow for that?
Yeah, I always give instructions. Usually we do like a saline solution, so it's like sea salt and water. And we do have a spray here too.
As far as tattoo aftercare, what's the process that you guys recommend?
I like doing, just kind of giving it a cover with saran wrap. And then when they get home, wash it and then use Aquaphor or just like a plain lotion on it for a couple weeks. I think that's the best way.
I've seen people use Sanoderm. There's new stuff called Tattoo Armor. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 other things out there. How do you guys feel about that?
I've never used it. It seems weird to me because like a wound needs air to kind of heal. It just seems weird and unnecessary, but I know some people like it.
How do you feel about people that are trying to use numbing fluid for their tattoo?
It's actually gotten a lot more common like the past couple of years. I mean, if it works for you, I don't know.
Do you feel as though it has any impact on the tattoo?
Sometimes it makes your skin kind of hard and like swollen more. But some people are just really sensitive, so when you add something like that, it makes your skin even more sensitive.
As far as tattooing, you've got 6 years in. Where do you feel like the next level is for you?
Well, I definitely still have a lot to learn, and I see myself getting better like each time I do something. But I would like to be able to do portraits, stuff like that. I haven't really tried. I'm still too nervous, so I definitely would want to get there at some point.
How do you feel as though those tattoos hold up though with the fine line?
I mean, I've definitely seen some that look really good after a while, but yeah, sometimes they do kind of like fade a little bit too, so.
What do you recommend for tattoos to make them last longer?
Definitely stay out of the sun or keep like sunscreen on. Yeah, definitely take care of them. A lot of people won't like moisturize even after, like their skin's just so dry, so they don't look good.
I'm guilty of that. So,
yeah, I think everyone.
I laughed when you said it because I'm like, I do that a lot actually.
Yeah.
So when you started tattooing 6 years ago, did you learn on the older machines or did you start automatically with the newer machines that are out?
Yeah, I started with the coil machines. I did like the whole needle and tube thing.
So you got taught the old process first before you moved on to the newer stuff?
Yeah.
What did you think of that process?
I didn't think it was bad because it's the only thing that I knew, but now that we have like the rotaries, I'm like, this is way better. And the cartridges, it's so much easier.
Do you feel as though it makes the tattoo go quicker?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they turn out better too.
Have you been tattooed with both types of machine?
I think so, yeah.
Do you feel as though there's a difference how they feel?
Not too much, but the newer ones are quieter, so I feel like with less sound, it makes it feel better too, because you're not like hearing that noise.
Now, when you tattoo somebody, are you the type of person that wants to conversate? Do you rather have music on?
I definitely like listening to music and just kind of like focusing. But I know some clients like to talk because it makes them feel better. They're nervous. So I kind of go with the flow on what other people want because if they're more comfortable, then I feel more comfortable like with the whole thing. So, but I'd rather listen to music.
Okay. 6 years out, do you still get nervous sometimes when you tattoo?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Why is that?
Well, it'll just be like something that I've never really done before, and before I start, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. And then I'm like, I don't know about this, but then as soon as I start, I'm like, okay, I could do this. And then after, I'm like, yeah. But yeah, I always am like nervous about stuff.
Now, have you done any tattoo conventions?
Mm-mm.
It's all strictly been here at the shop?
Yep.
So here at RC's, do you guys take credit, cash?
Yeah, we take both. And we have Apple Pay now too.
Cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
So while I'm sitting here interviewing you, I'm seeing a bunch of pictures behind you. What's your favorite type of art that you like to do?
I really like oil painting. That's what a lot of the stuff behind me is.
What's your favorite thing to paint?
I like doing rock stars or like musicians that I like their music a lot, or like plants and flowers, stuff like that.
Have you ever tattooed anybody famous?
I don't think so, actually.
Is there anything that you would like people to know about you that I didn't cover today?
I don't know.
It's an honest
Do
answer.
I? Do I, Rick? No, I'm just kidding.
Do you have any funny stories that have happened to you as you've tattooed?
Well, there was a guy that was enjoying it a little too much.
Okay. And you caught him while you...
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Did you kick him out of the shop at that point?
Yeah, he got kicked out for sure and banned from coming back.
God damn. I can't even fathom like somebody that would do some shit like that.
It was so, yeah, I wanted to cry at the time.
What's the funnest part about being a tattoo artist?
I really like working with people and just seeing people get happy after it's done.
Do you ever have people come back into the shop and show you their tattoo when it's healed?
Yeah, and there's a lot of like repeat customers too, so it's cool because I get to see like older stuff and add new stuff.
Since you've been doing it for 6 years, still considered fairly new, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Have you started to build up like a clientele?
Yeah, it's starting now. It's been a process, but for sure it's building now.
How far out are you booked right now?
I'm into like the middle of March, couple weeks.
If somebody sees this video and they want to get a tattoo by you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
I like when they stop in the shop because it's the best way to go over ideas and stuff like that. Some people email me. If it's someone I've tattooed before, I will set up appointments like that, but the best way is to come in.
Do you have a favorite tattoo that you've done?
I probably could pick a few that I really liked that I did. Mostly like black and gray stuff, like skulls, flowers, that kind of stuff.
When you first started tattooing, what was the thing that you kind of stuck to?
I really like doing words, actually, like line work.
What's the toughest part about being a tattoo artist? That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really think about it, if you have a job that you really can't think of something that you feel is the toughest, that's a really good thing.
Yeah, I always am like, I love my job. Like, I'm so like lucky. I feel like because most people don't get that when they work. They like hate going to work and they just kind of do it to make money. But I feel lucky that I get to work in the art field and do what I like.
I really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to do this for me.
Thank you for having me.
You are quite well. The first female on Tattoos in Review.
Yeah, it feels so special.
I'm excited about that. I want to make sure that everybody gets represented on this show at some point.
If you like this video, make sure you click on the link right here for the next video.